Hey there, Buffy friends, fans, and family. It is time, you guys, everybody, listen. It's time for Spike. Spike shows up in this episode, Season 2, Episode 3, School Hard, introduces Spike. James Marsters knocked it so out of the park with this villain in Season 2 that he ended up being a part of the series. He's not in Season 3, but he ends up being part of the series for the rest of the show. I think he actually is in Season 3 like once. This is where Spike shows up! Ah!
Think of your principal as your pal.
That was in a Ramona Quimby book.
Think of me. You have 3 days to prepare the refreshments, make the banners, and transform the school lounge into a habitable place for adults.
The school what now? Never noticed he says lounge.
Not until some dummy says, as long as nothing bad happens. It's the ultimate jinx.
Jinx is the name of my fetal cat. It is. Yay! Hi, Spike. He's smoking a cigarette because smoking a cigarette is evil. They've already made that very clear in this episode. It's Spike. Spike's back. Spike's here. Spike's on the TV. You guys, it's Spike! I don't know if you can actually see what I'm doing on my desk, but I am, in fact, doing something that would get me kicked out of Sunnydale High.
And let the soul who kills her wear his mantle.
I swear to God, that guy was Luke from the pilot, right? Isn't that Luke? Or is he the master?
It'll be the greatest event since the crucifixion.
Because I feel like they reused the same vampire actors over and over.
There was this one slab.
There's Drusilla! I'm so delighted.
Everything I put in the ground withers and dies. Spike?
I want to make a character like Drusilla. I want to write a character that's like her. Just so fragile and dangerous. Look at that manicure. You can see the thing taped to her finger. You can see it. You can see the thing that they used to put the blood on. It's taped to the inside of her finger.
Do you think you can help me cram some French tonight? I don't want Mr. Dijon telling my mother I'm an imbecile.
Your French teacher's name is Mr. Dijon.
The order never accurately calculated the Mesopotamian calendar. Rupert
Duh,
got to read
Rupert.
something that was
What is that guy doing? Look at the red guy. Look at him. Look at. I probably have that muted, by the way. If it is, it's because of a copyright strike. Music is weird on here. Is that Hank Green? You're falling in love with her already. I shouldn't support it, but at least she's like an adult when you get down to it. Your hair looks like ramen noodles, Spike. I bet his scalp hurt all the time. Why'd she have a yo-yo and a tampon? Like,
Where are you guys?
it's weird, like, we could have, like, old lady haircuts like that back in the 90s and it was, like, hot and fashionable.
A little unorthodox, isn't it?
Maybe he's reformed.
Why didn't Willow laugh at that joke? That Willow was the target audience for...
Once he starts something, he doesn't stop until everything in his path is dead.
Oh, who the fuck does that sound like, Angel?
I think sometimes that all my hair will fall out and I'll be bald.
Yeah. No, it can happen. It can...
Known as William the Bloody, and his nickname by torturing his victims with railroad spikes. Unpleasant. Now, well, here's some good news. He's barely 200. He's not even as old as Angel is. Spike has forged 2 slayers in the last century, and he's killed them both.
I have a problem with that piece of world building. I really do. I feel like Giles should have known that, especially considering one of those slayers was killed in his lifetime, probably while he was at the academy, right? Or at least when he was still, like, moving in mystic circles. So I really feel like that was kind of sloppy. I feel like Giles should have just seen William the Bloody, or even then, even Spike, because he was Spike when he killed the second Slayer. I just feel like with the education that they get training as a Watcher, he would have known the name of a vampire who had killed 2 Slayers. I also feel like the Watchers Council probably would have had some sort of tabs on him.
Anything wrong with their faces?
Yes. PCP. It's a gang on PCP.
I forgot about that. It's a gang on PCP.
Who do you think you are?
I'm the one that knows how to stop them.
Look, I know you've been accused of fighting and other things, but those guys are serious. You can't go out there.
I know. That's why I'm going up there.
For the life of me, I will not understand how this wasn't the moment that her being the Slayer was revealed. I don't know how this did not lead to them figuring out that she was the Slayer.
There are at least 3 vampires in that hall. God only knows how many others in the building.
I am the Watcher. I'm responsible for her, and I have to go.
I love that he was willing to run out there and go after them, but I also love that Jenny Calendar was like, be careful. But she wasn't like, I'm coming in too. She just like, be careful.
Come up against his Slayer yet? She's cute. Not too bright, though. Gave the puppy dog a more tortured act. Keeps her off my back when I feed.
Angel, like Angelus, is solidly realized from the very first appearance where he's pretending to be Angelus. That is like so that character for the whole time. Like he has it fully formed, ready to go right there. So that is, I don't necessarily like the character of Angel, but he's a good actor and he kept that character so consistent, and even that alter ego, that evil alter ego, is consistent throughout. See, Spike, I will say there is character growth, but he is a markedly different character when he returns in season 4. He's not a consistent character throughout. Actually, when he comes back in season 3, he does not strike me as the Spike that we know from season 2.
You get the hell away from my daughter.
Women.
Like, was he like afraid of women? I've never understood that. Women.
Well, another wonderful, fun-filled evening.
Yes, you know, I will understand if you decide to start avoiding me.
He's saying that because it's happened before. Giles is a lonely guy.
Yeah, what's the deal with you being Spike's sire? What's a sire?
Don't worry, he's not.
I have a daughter who can take care of herself, who's brave and resourceful and thinks of others in a crisis. No matter who you hang out with or what dumb teenage stuff you think you need to do. I'm gonna sleep better knowing all that.
Yeah, until like the one time that she disobeys you and then you kick her out.
A Slayer with family and friends. That sure as hell wasn't in the brochure.
The Slayer he killed right before this in like 1980 or 1979 was...
From now on, we're gonna have a little less ritual and a little more fun around here.
And so the Anointed One was for no reason. No reason. Yeah, so that was Buffy. That was the one where Spike is introduced. Spike and Drusilla. I love Spike and Drusilla. They're great characters. They're fantastic. And I'm happy to see them. I am not happy with the number of things that became canon in this episode that were later retconned. Like, for example, the fact that Spike, I guess it's not really a retcon. I'm kind of not saying that correctly. I guess there were some things that to me strike me as plot holes. Maybe that's a better way of putting it. Although there is a retcon with the sire thing, where it's, you know, Angel was Spike's sire. Angel is not Spike's sire. Spike's sire is Drusilla. We see it happen later. And I don't understand why they didn't stick to canon. You know what I mean? Like, did they just not want to show a dude sucking on another dude's neck? Was that why? I think that could very much be why. But it's still annoying as a fan of the show because it's like, it's such a, once you say that, that's a huge plot thing. Once you say that, you have to stick to it. And then the thing where Giles doesn't know who Spike is, I just can't believe that he was a part of, like, he was trained as a watcher around that time, that he was actively at that point working for the council, or would have been probably, and he doesn't know who Spike is. That's not a name that has been passed down because it's a guy who's killed 2 Slayers. I don't get it. I don't get that. I think that he would have known who Spike was, and that has always bugged me. So, other than that, you know, it's a great episode because Spike and Drusilla show up, and we get rid of the Anointed, who's the other thing that... What was the... Guys, really quick, what was the Anointed for? Exactly! What was he for? What was he doing? What was he for? Anyway, he's gone now, so... Thanks for coming and watching this and going through the show again with me. I know I didn't get through it all the way on the blog, but thank you for coming and doing this with me and starting it over again, you know, starting it fresh. Check out the description box. It will tell you all the places that you can find all my other stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will keep watching Buffy. And I will catch you on the flip side.